Well, I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad you're doing well. Thanks for joining me on a Sunday. I figured it's been a while since I've streamed. It'd be a good day to go live. I got a bunch of emails to catch up on still, but figured I'd go live for an hour or two. I'll have some coffee, catch up with you guys, answer some questions. I know the year's closing out here. A bunch of you have been following the Bazaar closely, and folks are eager for an update for the end of the year. I think I'm going to film a video personally where I do some just quick update stuff, but you know, places like this stream would be the place where I can give more in-depth answers. So yeah, we were looking at potentially doing a big like end of year update video. We decided not to. There's just a bunch of stuff that I just want to show in its final state. We'll be able to do that very soon here. We'd rather not put a bunch of art resources into like cutting together a hype video right now. I just want to finish putting everything in the build, and then we'll just film the build, show you guys that pretty soon. I'm pretty excited about how it's going. One of the IRL streams coming back, so I got a backpack finally. I'm really stoked about that. I gotta set it up, and then I guess I gotta just do it. Yeah. I finally moved in. I've sort of been on the road for half the year, and I just moved in a few days ago to a place on Vashon Island near Seattle. So I'm really excited about that. I finally have a place again, so that's cool. So now I think I can set up the backpack, and yeah, just got to start streaming basically. Why'd you move to Seattle? I wanted something on the Pacific time zone because that's how our studio operates. And then I wanted something out in nature, you know, like just so I could sort of huddle down and focus on the game for a while. So yeah, this is a good fit. I also look, you know, all along the U.S. coast basically, but this place was awesome. I mean, the pictures look great. It has like a hot tub, a sauna. It was $2,500 a month, which is like 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, and it's even nicer than I thought it would be once I moved in here. So it's like, it was just a great deal. I don't know. I figured if I'm gonna be somewhere for a few months, I should just lock this place down because I do all my work online. It kind of doesn't matter where I live. It's just time zone convenience mostly. House tour, maybe later. It's nothing that exciting. There are a bunch of like animals out here though. There's like no predators. I have the fattest squirrels I've seen in my life in my backyard. I had like a bunch of does, like deer, at the front door of my house when I came back from getting coffee too, and they hang out here in the backyard still. I think I just have tasty bushes, is what it is. Take some time to check out Oregon. I did drive through Oregon on the way up here. I spent about a week going through a bunch of national parks with a friend of mine driving up the coast, and made it all the way up to here in Seattle. But we started down near San Diego. And that was really nice. It was my first time seeing a bunch of the national parks. Some proper big trees. It was a good time, you know. And I saw some of Oregon on the drive up. I got pulled over in Oregon. That was kind of annoying. I was driving like 6 hours. And just as I get to the hotel and I'm pulling into the driveway, like 20 feet from the spot I want to park in at the hotel, the sirens come on. The guy pulls me over, and I just pull up to my parking spot at the hotel. Fucking, got a warning. The speed trap. Let me ban this nerd real quick. What are these fucking pop-ups everything's giving me now? What is this? Add guest pop-up. Fuck that. Oh, there we go. I can drag it. There we go. Got him. Hasn't streamed in so long, you forgot how to ban people. Now, Twitch has just become unusable because, like every other tech platform, it hires a couple thousand more employees than it needs to, and then they need to justify their jobs. So they just keep putting software bloat into the fucking product, adding useless features for years on end. And to make sure that the useless feature gets users, you need to give them pop-ups. Hey, this feature just came out, and so I'm trying to ban the guy, and it's giving me some pop-up to add guest, whatever the fuck that means. Yeah, like, hey, my rule with software, like, if your feature needs advertising with a pop-up, nobody probably fucking needed it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a consent maximalist. Pop-ups are non-consensual information. They don't sit right with me or my values. Did the Bazaar get delayed? Nope. I mean, I did announce too early a few times over the course of its development, but the scope of it also grew a lot from the original scope. Yeah, all in all, though, yeah, definitely launching next year, and yeah, it's looking really good. We got a really important build a couple days ago on Friday, and it's looking great and playing great. And the team is working together super fast now, so it's been cool to see. Were you always able to grow a beard, or did it thicken after a while? I mean, to be honest, I've only like twice in my life did I sort of just not shave for a while. I did it like earlier this year for the first time, and then, I don't know, I just sort of got lazy again recently. I don't know, it sort of comes down to lighting and angle, and some people say it looks good, a lot of other people just insult it, who knows. I don't mind it, I don't know, I just don't, if I'm not supposed to have it, why do I keep growing it? I'm gonna stop cutting it off. More Rarin content soon? Oh, it's up to Rarin. I think he stopped hitting me up as often. I like the game development process was getting hard, and I was getting progressively more curmudgeonly. I was just getting like grumpy and angry, and I would just be talking shit for an hour about how unlucky I am at everything that happened in the game. And then poor Rarin has to edit that into 20 minutes of something watchable with a joke or two, you know what I mean? I don't give him a lot of material on the last couple recordings. I'm a little self-conscious. I was just grumpy on our last couple recordings. But I haven't really reached out, and I think he's been playing a lot of other games too. There's only so much you can do with Hearthstone content after a while, you know what I mean? But I'm stoked to make some content with Rarin. I'll just do it when some Bazaar stuff's ready to go, and then send it over to him. He's genuinely super curious about it, hits me up all the time, so I'm excited to get it in front of him. Can we expect some sort of end-of-year update? I think there might be a brief one. Like, I might record something to put on YouTube, personally. Like, I don't want to put a bunch of, like, editing and effort and distract the team from what they're doing right now on this. So I think it'll just be more organic if I just make a video, give people a status update on where everything's at in the project, and I'll do that. But honestly, these streams or like Q&As in Discord, those are going to be more in-depth and pretty much have the same info. So yeah, pretty much anywhere you guys follow the project, you'll you know, hear about it. Yeah, Backpack Battles is a straight clone, but yeah, it is what it is, you know. And even, despite having timestamps on YouTube, people are going to claim we cloned them, even though they cloned a prototype from 3 years ago of ours. But it's okay. It doesn't really matter. Nobody can own ideas. They didn't do anything wrong. And it's good to have our game design validated before we launch it. It's just, I really went out of my way to try to make something different, you know what I mean? And now they sort of stole that, like, I don't know, like first impression. But whatever, I don't really care. It is what it is. I say I don't care. I mean, it's obviously annoying, but it's my own fault for doing open development. I thought that the community had something to add on game design. It turns out asking Twitch chat for advice on how to make a game is like asking them for advice on how to play Hearthstone. No, I'm not going to release the game. Like, the thing is, it's a really good genre. There's going to be a lot of spins on it. It's a new type of game we made with the matchmaking loop. And I don't want to make like a half-assed version of it, because I think there will be, you know, hundreds of games like that, and I want to be the best one and the first one. So, like the first full version of it, you know. The truth is, it's just a more complicated game to make than it looks like. There's a bunch of parts of it that look easy that are actually pretty hard to execute well. Like, the fights are going to look like a shit show if it's auto battle, unless you do a bunch of work to make them look better. It's really supposed to be more of an adventure. You're supposed to go to all these new places and stuff, right? And Backpack Battles, they just did like the one merchant thing, like when we had one JJ build. So I don't know. I think when you try making like the real version of this game, the full version, it sort of will dawn on people how much work goes into it, and the scope is larger than Hearthstone, I think. But I feel good about it. I don't know. Our team's doing it, and the game's looking great. It's playing great. I don't know. I'm having a good time. So, and yeah, we're definitely launching it this year. Like, there's no, you know, in 2024. We're definitely not It's definitely not going to be 2025 or whatever. It's definitely 2024. So I feel really good about it right now. But yeah. Super Auto Pets did it first. They copied the matchmaking, which was kind of the most sensitive secret sauce, in my opinion. And that sort of set me off. Like, that's why we stopped doing updates. I realized it was sort of bad business. And the Backpack Battles was, that one got under my skin, because it's like, it wasn't just copying matchmaking, it was like copying everything else. But whatever. Yeah, you guys gotta make sure you get your emails for Indiegogo and stuff. We'll send everyone rewards, and all the rewards we promised. Everyone's getting fulfilled. Actually, just this week I got a bunch of the backpacks. We sent backpacks to a bunch of the backers already, but we're gonna send them new ones on top of that, because we can do way better quality, and we got that now. So we'll do a new round of merch for backers, and it's looking really nice. Yeah. Isn't it more like a copy of Backpack Hero? No. It depends. I don't know. But do you think it's important that it's multiplayer? Do you think it's important that it's asynchronous matchmaking against other players, tallying wins? It's, that. Right, in your opinion, what would you change to bring back the golden era of the video game industry? We're doing it. All it takes is one good game studio willing to make good stuff. There's a time when Nintendo carried the whole industry on its back for like a decade. It was the whole market. And I think there's a world of difference between a great game and an okay game. And so, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, now there's a lot of good studios, honestly. It is kind of a golden age. I think people are kind of spoiled rotten with game options. Supercell's a great studio. CD Projekt Red's a great studio. Riot's a great studio. Epic, Nintendo's still excellent. There's just so many options now, and I think this AI stuff and this tooling is really going to change the quantity of games. Like, anyone will be able to just make infinite shit, basically, and so I think quality becomes sort of the only thing that matters in that world. Like, when every game is competing for your time, which one do you play? The highest quality one, for whatever type of niche you want. And so that's a hard thing to do, to raise the quality bar. And I think there's, a handful of companies that do it super well and really know their shit. Yeah, Larian, excellent studio, right? Have you tried any of the gacha games? I've looked at some of them. I haven't like personally gotten sucked into one, I know they make a ton of money. Any alternative game modes you've considered? Oh yeah. Yeah, I have a idea for a version of the game that I think could replace World of Warcraft, maybe. But I don't know. You got to do a lot of design thinking about it. It's cool once we have like all this tooling built out and the whole game launched and everything, because then we can just take all that stuff that we built and use it in all sorts of different ways. So, have you stopped drinking cider? I don't drink much in general. I mean, like for work or at a holiday or something. But I drink maybe 10 times a year. Like it's pretty rare for me. I just don't like it that much. If I drink, yes, I like cider. Yeah, Angry Orchard's great. I just hope the industry starts valuing its workers more. The layoffs in the past year have just sucked. Well, that's where I think people need to have a bit of a paradigm shift. Because the thing is, the layoffs are not going to slow down. The technology is just going to keep getting better, so you'll just need less and less people over time to make a game. And so the companies won't need people. But because the technology is getting better, people also won't need the companies. Do you know what I mean? So I think most studios are going to shrink. I think like the days of like 400, 500 person studios are going to be a thing of the past. There's going to be a couple projects here and there that need that, like, the GTAs of the world, but I think the paradigm, it's not, it sounds like bad news, but it's actually kind of a blessing in disguise, because it lets anyone make games as this technology gets better. So there would be a lot of one-person studios, and I think they'll make the best games, or at least they'll find the hooks first that are really fun. Yeah, more indie studios, exactly. So it's like, so if you're a game dev, I think you should be shifting your mentality more to how can I start my studio rather than how can I get hired at one. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's harder, puts more responsibility on you, there's more shit to do, more to learn, but the payoff's also higher, and then you're not dependent on, you know, the whims of EA or whatever. So what do you think about World of Warcraft? I don't know what SOD is. Is that an expansion? I'm curious if you have an opinion on how balancing will work in the Bazaar. Do you think games benefit from more frequent balancing updates? It's case by case, right? Depends on the update. But yeah, the Bazaar has the luxury to update often. We tried to build it that way. So like, since it's a drafting game, we can be pretty liberal with how often we change the numbers on stuff. It's harder in a game like Hearthstone or Magic when somebody's spent money for a specific card. If you go in and nerf that after they bought it, that's a pretty feel-bad moment. But in a drafting game, it's not really an issue, right? You sort of just own the card set, and sometimes it changes. Do we get affected by the Unity drama? Ultimately, no. I think they changed it so it's like not affecting currently in development projects. But we are a Unity game. It was definitely a bit of a scare that day. My friend's cooking some salmon and eggs. Good thing is that we have a lot of tools to help developing stuff. All you need is a good idea and hard work. Yeah. Just gonna go back and watch you being salty on YouTube. All right, man. But yeah, I wasn't really sure what to talk about today. I feel like I should have had more of like a plan going into it. I'm sort of just trying to get into the habit, because when we launch the game, I'm gonna be doing it daily again. And I need to get, I don't know, just back into it. I'm not gonna do it the same way though. I think once the viewers are like above a few thousand, I'll just sub mode it pretty much every time. Thoughts on Battlegrounds? It's a good game. Yeah, I haven't played it that much though. Maybe 80 games. What are all these fucking chat pop-ups that Twitch is giving me? Like, I can't even read my own chat anymore. It's giving me... Yeah, I've seen Marvel Snap. Yeah, it's a great game. They did a good job with it. Do you feel happy? I mean, right now, absolutely not. I'm streaming. Favorite Weezer song? Oh, I don't know. I like a lot of Weezer songs. You see any good movies or shows recently? Been watching a little bit of stuff. I saw that first... Josh, what was the name of that Virgo show? I'm a Virgo or something. There's some show with a giant guy that was good. Maybe
I'm a Virgo.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw like one episode of that. That was kind of interesting. I don't know, man. I just was rewatching Godfather a bit. I haven't been watching too much stuff. You know, mostly I listen to podcast stuff or YouTube stuff. Lately, a lot of like esoteric stuff or anthropology stuff or religion stuff, and I basically just absorb it. I don't know. I don't know why I've been on a kick on that for the last year or two. It was never interesting to me before, ever. And now it's like a lot of what I think about when I'm not thinking about games. So I am going full wizard mode. Yeah, that's basically. Yeah. Nah, not really Russell Brand. I don't listen to. What about religion? Any particular one? I looked into all of them. The whole like history. That was pretty interesting. But I like the pre-Abrahamic ones. They're pretty interesting. I like Gnosticism. Probably the closest to my own beliefs. You still play guitar? Not in a while. Not in a while. I've been traveling for a while. I don't know. One thing I've sort of tried doing in the last half a year is getting rid of a lot of my stuff. Like I realize a lot of my stuff owns me. You know, I don't own my stuff, and I got it down to where my entire closet fits in like one big luggage bag, and I love that. And I have one backpack with all my little electronics and stuff, and it's all I need. And when I think about having a stuff like a guitar or just a room full of stuff, it's just so cumbersome. You know, I travel, I got to put it into storage somewhere. I don't know. You know, I think after the game launches and makes $1 trillion, I'll probably buy a house or something, put all my stuff there. Then I can have a guitar. You know, until then, I'm gonna run lean. It's very liberating having like less stuff. I don't know. I never feel stressed about like losing things. Everything's like replaceable. You know, these are like $3 Costco t-shirts. Like, what about the iconic surfboard? It's sitting in storage. Man, I went there like a month ago. We have so much stuff there. And I did the math on like what we pay for storage and moving it and all, but you know, and I was just like, man, if we just lit it all on fire instead and never paid for storage, I think it would have been better. And people are afraid of letting go in general, but especially with stuff. Have you read into the Book of Enoch? I've read about the Book of Enoch a lot, but I've not read the Book of Enoch itself. Yeah, he goes on a spaceship and shit, right? It's crazy. It's yeah, it's super interesting to me. I've found one of the most interesting paths on the stuff to look into for me is I sort of follow the censorship. I'm like, what are they? And yeah, the Book of Enoch, it's pretty much just left in like Ethiopian Orthodoxy. It's not like it sort of fell out of the Western branches of Christianity. But it's a good book. And Book of Enoch's interesting. Gospel of Thomas is interesting. Kevin McAllister, who? What's the brand of plain t-shirts you recommend? Costco crew necks 6-pack. You get a 6-pack for like $20. You can order them online. The white ones, but they have black too. It is the best t-shirt that exists. It's $3 a piece. Once you get a stain on it, you can literally throw it away. And they're thicker and higher quality than just about any other shirt. They go with everything, and they're super comfortable. And they're long. So Twitch chat as usual, complimenting dozens of random handsome men by saying they look like me. Why don't I ever get compliments, chat? Tell me I'm pretty. You look like Forsen. Someone ban that guy. Have you ever been compared to Schwarzenegger? Only when I'm shirtless. No, I haven't been. I guess I'm also European, you know. We both immigrated. I was born in Ukraine. Yeah. Not gonna lie, I'm totally digging your lifestyle right now and how you're passionate on the stuff you're into. Thanks, man. Yeah, I feel good about it. I like working on the game a lot more than I like streaming. It's a proper creative outlet. Yeah, it's like I think like the scope of what I'm trying to bite off is really what makes this a painful journey, like for the first game especially. But I don't know, I think it'll be worth it. What's the point of life if not making stuff? Might as well be a video game. Game dev is tough. Been doing it 10 years. Best of luck. Hope it crushes. Thanks, man. It is tough. Yeah. It's super niche, like a lot of the skills you need. You want to play Rocket League? I'm good, man. I'm good. I don't know. I'm not in a game playing mood. I've been into ruminating and staring out into the distance lately. You know, it's I don't know. I've been playing the Bazaar a lot. We got this sweet build on Friday, so I was playing a lot today, yesterday, the day before. That's been fun. And it's back to being better than non-Bazaar games. So I feel good about that. It's like I'm like, oh, if I do have a little time to play a game, what am I going to spend it on? Probably the Bazaar now. We had a build like that, like a year and a half ago as well. Stuff was sort of pulled apart for a while because we were rebuilding everything the right way for so much of the year. So it would run on every platform and be performant and just architected right. And yeah, it's fine. Things are finally like reassembled, so it's cool to see it coming together. You ever played chess, and do you like it? I've definitely played chess. Yeah, I love PvP strategy games, but I'm not the biggest fan of chess. It's a great game and all that. I respect chess. I never want to play it though, and it's because there's no hidden information. There's perfect information, and I don't like perfect information games. It's not like how you make decisions in real life. In real life, you never have perfect information, and so you have to make probabilistic decisions. 10% of the time, this kills you. 90% of the time, it gives you a small edge. Do you do it? You know, it's maybe that's not a great example, but you know, I think real decisions are more contextual and probabilistic, and you never have all the info, and that's why I like card games more, because they sort of match real world decision making more. How many programmers do you have working on the Bazaar? Engineers, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to say 7, soon to be 8 on engineers. Are most of them SW? What's SW? How many illustrators work on the Bazaar? It's hard to measure because like a lot of 2D art, some of it ends up getting done by contractors. Like all of our leads, our art director, you know, all the directors, all the leads are internal at Tempo. But then you know, sometimes it's our internal folks making 2D art. Sometimes it's folks outside. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm sure you don't want it. Did you? Yeah. All right. Ever played any hidden identity games? I know those are really popular. Yeah, more like the social strategy game. Yeah, no, those are cool. I haven't played them too much personally. And we got 1,000 of you in here already. Welcome, guys. It's good to see you. I'm doing so little. So flattering that you're here to hang out. Why have you stopped streaming for so long? I just joined, sorry. I had to build a game studio. I wanted to finish the Bazaar, and it is an all-consuming endeavor, especially because the game is more complicated than most other games, too. It's just a lot of systems that have to get built for a strategy game, and all of it's manual. And, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I've just been focused on work, focused on the company. And it's going good. Yeah, game's finally close to being ready to launch, and we're going live next year. So you guys will finally be able to see it. That'll be cool. I was watching you excessively when I was a teenager. Now I'm about to finish my master's. Time flies. Well, thanks, Dorlin. I'm happy to have been involved in your formative years, steering you towards the path of darkness. Welcome back. Reynad, do you still play Hearthstone? Do you think they went the wrong way? I haven't played Hearthstone in probably 4 years or something. Like the only I play Hearthstone like when I film a video with Aaron. That's the only time I open it. I had to like install it to film with him, you know. It's not a bad game or anything. I just I don't know. You plan on streaming more frequently from now on? Yes, I mean it's hard not to do. It's hard to do less, right? I've been streaming pretty infrequently for the past year. I mean, I've done maybe 10 streams this year, something like that. It'll be pretty frequent approaching game launch. It'll be like a daily thing, like 7 days a week, you know, or at least 5. And I'll be doing a lot of hours, but that's because there'll finally be something worth playing. You know what I mean? What the fuck am I gonna stream right now? I'm gonna sit here and talk to a wall 8 hours a day? Like, you guys are such great conversationalists. I'm not gonna talk about any blockchain stuff on stream ever. There's just there's certain conversations that you guys just can't have in good faith. That's one of them. Do you have a group of playtesters for the Bazaar? Everyone in the studio right now, but we're gonna send it to folks outside of the studio very soon, which is the first time we're doing that in a very long time, so that's a big milestone for us. Leaks pod. We'll see. Any new hobbies found lately? I sort of felt like a national park hobbyist for last week. I was driving up to Seattle from San Diego, went through Sequoia, Olympic, a couple other ones in the middle, Kings Canyon. Just looked at big trees and stuff. It was pretty cool. I post stories on Instagram sometimes. That's kind of the only social media I use once in a while. Did the Ukrainian studio workers ever go back? They never moved. I mean, they moved out of the city center, a lot of them, at the onset of the war, but we intentionally picked Lviv as our base of operations in Ukraine before the war started, specifically in case the war started, because my family's in Sevastopol in Ukraine, so I saw them just march in 2014. Everyone's saying like, oh, they'll never fucking invade, and they fucking invade. It was the same thing with Lviv. I was asking some locals there. They're like, no, Russia's just posturing. And it was a fucking tragic mess, the whole fucking war. So some of them went out to the woods, or like, it was like the big cities getting shelled, or not shelled, but rockets are hitting like Kiev and Lviv mostly, and the east. But no, we've actually staffed up since then. We've hired more folks in Ukraine. The folks that in Ukraine started as contractors through an outsourced partner, all those folks are internal, the leads now. So it's, yeah, we're an international studio. Wouldn't it be easy for you to start an OF house? Look, man, I'm not in the business of brothels. I want to make games. Lviv, I was born in Lviv. It's a beautiful city, man. I miss Lviv. I used to go a few times a year for a while, and then, I don't know, not since the war started. I haven't been in Ukraine. Is remote work a cope or based? It depends. It's like, some people are just can't be productive with it. Some people can. It's just different. Like, you have to select for it as a company, basically. It's what you're gonna, on average, people are gonna be more productive in person, not remote. But if you can find the people that are really good working remote, it lets you recruit from anywhere. That's like the advantage. You can recruit from anywhere, and that's super powerful. How'd you establish a company culture? Well, we established a company, and then there's going to be some sort of culture, and then you try to steer it in the right direction. Are you at a restaurant? No, I'm at home. There's a backyard outside of me. You guys can see some. Well, that's not actually very visible or interesting. I don't know. Never mind. Do you have an opinion on Clancy and the direction of the site, recent updates? I haven't really kept up at all. Is Clancy the new CEO? I saw Emmett was part of the fucking OpenAI drama for a hot minute. That was funny to see. I'm glad he streams. It's good. Did you see Blizzard's new phone game? I did see it. It looked like a Clash Royale clone. Clancy made a bunch of games and now he's a Twitch CEO. Yeah. He also made that Amazon show where Jim Halpert is in the CIA or whatever, you know. A man of many talents. I did watch Jeff Leach's comedy special. I was one of the producers on it. Now I'm proud of him. That was a hell of a project to take on. It's hard to make something like that. For him to have done that end to end that's a testament to like the power of doing stuff solo. That's like the future, you know, one person companies. And I think it's really admirable when somebody creates something end to end like that. Yeah. Enjoy the pop-up streams. Thanks, man. All the best to you and your family too, Elevated Steam. Yeah, like the there's something I wanted to say. What was it? Yeah, so like here's the analogy I'll use. Twitch is a perfect analogy for what's going to happen to game development and a whole bunch of other businesses, a whole bunch of other industries, because of technology improving and this AI stuff. Here's what it's going to do. What Twitch did to TV, AI is going to do to game development, but maybe lots of other things, maybe everything. I don't know. Basically, like I was raised by TV and I dreamed of making a TV show, but I never could because you needed millions of dollars and a huge team and production contracts, and it was so inaccessible. And today, if you have a good idea for a show, you can just fucking film it on your cell phone in 30 seconds, and your TV show has been made and exists in 30 seconds, and you can get it in front of the world. And so that's a crazy thing. So technology kind of democratized access to TV show production. And today, video game development is exactly where TV was 30 years ago. In order to make a video game, you need millions of dollars and a big team and contracts and specialists, and it's so hard. But if the tooling was better and you didn't need to learn Unity or C Sharp, or you didn't need to code or whatever, you just with English could make a game. I don't know. Suddenly, I think you end up having a lot of one-person studios, self-starters. I just want to play your game. It's the ultimate edge session. Look, man, I just want you to play my game too, but I don't want it to be like a 2-week flash in the pan kind of, you know. I want to make it something timeless and tasteful, and it just takes time to hit that quality bar on all the different little parts of it that have to get built from scratch. So it's coming together really well, though, like really, really well. Got a really good build a couple days ago, good momentum on the team. We're pushing towards this friends and family phase, so we're going to launch, we're basically going to share the build outside of the company soon. And then, yeah, next year we go into closed beta, which is when you guys are going to be playing it. It's coming up quick. And after the Bazaar comes out, might be the last game ever made. I mean, after the Bazaar, what's the point in making other games, you know? For anyone. Is there anything you want to hear about while you have me? I figured I'd go live for a bit. I got 1,000 of you guys watching. I just wanted to check in, show you I'm alive, tell you the game's going well. Apologize for not having a big, detailed update video for you to tie this year off, but we'll make up for that by showing you the game in the near future as soon as it's all like in the build. And I'd rather show you stuff in the build than concept art, you know. What conditioner do you use? Just whatever's on hand. And I'm not tied to any brand. The trick with my hair routine is I try to wash it as rarely as possible. start by, instead of washing daily, go to like every other day or every third day. And the less you do it, the slower your scalp starts making oil, so it doesn't get greasy over long periods of time anymore. And then like eventually you're going like 5 days. You're still showering every day. You just don't shampoo and condition the hair, you know. And yeah, and then the less you wash it, the better it ends up being, in my experience. What's the last game you played? The Bazaar. This morning. What kind of music are you listening to nowadays? Bazaar music. I don't know. It's all consuming, guys. I don't know what to tell you. When you start making a game, there's like not much else going on. You know what I mean? I have moved. I guess that's been sort of the interesting adventure lately, but not a ton going on outside of that. I'm just working all day on the game. What did you have to eat this morning? Like an almond joy and some coffee. I don't know. My friend was nice enough to cook here. It looks pretty good. I'm about to have some. But don't let it get cold. It is already kind of getting cold. All right, maybe I'll just call it. Maybe I'll have today be a quick one. I'll do these check-ins more often. I end every stream by saying I'll do it more often, and then I usually don't. But, you know, why should today be any different? I really will do it more often close to launch, though. So thank you guys for hanging out today, for keeping me company. It's nice to check in and see you. You know, if you want to follow or whatever, it'll send a notification next time I'm live. And I can't wait to get back into the swing and doing this regularly. So thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. You guys have a good rest of your day.